Emsolation is recorded on the stolen lands of the Wurundjeri people, the first storytellers of this country. We pay our respects to elders past and present and to any First Nations peoples listening. We acknowledge that sovereignty was never ceded. Always was, always will be.
You're in Emsolation.
Hello there and welcome to Emsolation. My name is Em Rossiano. I'm a writer, a singer, a stand-up comedian, a maximalist power queen, a neurodivergent magic brain and a podcaster. And together with my best friend since I was 11, award-winning, and did he win or what, screenwriter Mr. Michael Lucas. I bring you this podcast every week. We're back in the studio.
We are, and I'm ready to break for Christmas. I feel like this year has been so insane. So much has happened. We just attempted to recount all the pop culture happenings.
We cannot. It has been insane.
And if we had to get onto the politics.
Oh, oh, shit.
There's a leadership spill happening right now.
With the Liberal Party.
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, I could not care less. But yes, it's happening.
Thank God we don't care.
Thank God.
Thank God I would have to go into that too. Look, obviously a lot to get through. Michael Lucas is, I just want to say thank you to my family for keeping me humble. I'm so glad to have children and an ex-husband who truly do not give a shit. But if anyone's worried, oh God, Em is getting up herself, that's never going to be the case.
How did they level you?
Let me tell you, thanks for asking. So last night I announced to everybody, do you know what I'm doing tomorrow? I am rehearsing with John Peter Farnham's entire band.
Imagine telling 12-year-old Em. Imagine.
None of them responded. No one said anything.
They look up from their phones?
No. I said, is this thing on?
Yeah.
I am rehearsing. They didn't say a thing. And then I thought, oh, okay. Well, also, I've been hired to interview the Alpine drivers for an F1 event. Mm-hmm. Crickets. I fucking did my nana because I remembered in my little lizard brain that I sent them Diesel and I singing a song together in the group chat. Mm-hmm. None of them responded. So he had 3. Oh, and then Elio pipes up. No one cares, mate. Why is my board not working?
To be fair, I think he probably heard that from you. He's just applying it in a terribly inappropriate moment.
Mate,
It's working.
So thank you to my family. Thank you to Marcella. Thank you to Odie. Thank you to Elio. And especially thank you to Scott for keeping me humble in these crazy times of my career. Anyway, enough about my boring life. Before me sits...
It's not boring.
I know.
Let's just say that's not the half of it, but we'll continue.
We care, mate.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Before me sits a multiple award-winning AACTA creative. This man fucking swept the AACTA Awards. And I just want to say, when I arrived on the Gold Coast to join my husband's, this one says to me, husband Michael says, I'm not going to win anything. Jacob Elordi's going to win it all. I'm like, what do you mean? And you had no expectations.
No, because they're split into 2 nights. The first night is more sort of the craft awards or the disciplines, and we
that
lost.
Makes me think of like Tonya Todman's turning
if
up
only.
with the Genovia.
Yeah, I know.
I love that it's called the Craft Awards.
Where is that awards? Oh, that it should just be. I was about to say it should be a reality TV show, but people have got that covered. They've figured out that you can do crafts as a reality
as a
TV
competitive,
show.
and I watched them all.
Yeah, you would watch the Craft Awards though. Imagine
the shit out
best
of that
cross stitch
for free.
Oh.
Continue.
Well, we lost 6 consecutive. I really had a lot of hope invested in us winning costume because typically
our friend Gypsy is incredible, and the costumes on the newsreader were just
amazing,
on point.
Yes, but and obviously Narrow Road to the Deep North is amazing, but that just swept, and so I was like, oh well, we had a good run, it was done, but we were 6-0, and so really I thought, fine, great,
you were fine, you were all care, no responsibility.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to look back on this experience and think, oh, if only we could have got a bit of awards. We got plenty. So it was all completely fine. And then when we arrived on the night, our row was like really far back, and which you should never read into.
And you and I always read into that.
You
but we
can't help.
shouldn't.
It's just inevitable. But it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so because of that.
The idea is that if you're going to win a lot of awards, they don't want to lose camera time or live time. So they'll seat you closer to the stage. And the further back you are, the less important you are.
But they do persistently say that the people behind the telecast truly don't know who's going to win the awards until the envelope. They persistently say that. And so, I don't know. When people tell you who they are, believe them. But we don't. We just always buy into the conspiracy. No, they know. They know. That's why they're there. And the irony was we should have known because on the Craft Awards, we had fantastic seats. We were ready. We were primed. We were right there to get it. And we just sat in our seats the whole night going...
So wait, just so we explain to the people who are not in the industry, in the biz, the Craft Awards happened on the Wednesday night, and that is costuming, what is that?
Cinematography. Mysteriously, they put the direction on that night, but then the writing ended up being on the main night. Yeah.
Like
sound,
the crew.
editing. Yeah.
The stuff that actually makes it happen.
Exactly.
Yeah, the important people.
And then they save like the overall categories like best drama, best miniseries for the big night, as well as, of course, all the acting.
Of course, all the acting.
Of course.
So you get there. I didn't get to see you. I came in later. You guys had already left.
Because we left at 11:45.
I was concerned.
Oh.
Yeah.
They started really early.
Yeah, the event starts at like 1:30.
So you're going in not confident. Not confident.
Not at all,
no.
no.
You just
Yeah.
thought, oh, well, we'll just have a good time. Just happy to be here, guys.
Yeah, because and I should also preface this by saying my jet lag, I had been awake since 2 a.m. I had that kind of jet lag where you wake up and I took a sleeping pill and it did not work.
Oh, God.
And so I was out of my mind.
You're immune to them now. You've built up a tolerance.
Yeah.
He's a temazepam king.
Finally. I think it was probably because I'd shifted between 4 time zones.
Yeah.
But and so then when we met, I had 3 champagnes because I felt like I'm not gonna win.
Truly. And I could tell when he gave his speech. I loved it. You had the champagne glint. When Michael gets a little glint in his eye.
Yeah.
Okay, so you first up, what was the first category that won for you?
Best Supporting Actor, Daniel Henschel. And I have to say, I, of course, adore Daniel Henschel, loveliest man in show business and an amazing actor. But he was competing against himself. Because he was also excellent in The Family Next Door. And so he had 2 Best Supporting. So I thought
It splits the vote.
Yeah. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. And then he won for the newsreader and we were like, what?
Yes. And great speech.
Great speech.
Thanked our friend
He
Gypsy,
did.
which was I was sitting with Gyps when he did it and she was so grateful.
She loved
It's
it.
lovely. It was really
great.
lovely. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Best Actress came up and I think I just had assumed that Caitlin Dever was going to win for nailing the Australian accent in Apple Cider Vinegar. And fair enough, she played Belle Gibson. She was amazing. Fair enough. And then they read Anna Torv's name.
Anna Torv. That's Helen. So good.
And by that stage, we were like, okay. I think
that's quite enough.
This is shaping out like differently to
Yeah.
how we had imagined.
I'll have 3 more champagnes, thank you, ma'am.
Well, no, at that stage, I was like, oh, shit, Best Drama's coming up. And like, I do quite need to go to the toilet, but I probably shouldn't leave my seat. I did that. That was a constant calculation. Oh, yeah.
You do have a bladder the size of a small pea, a small one, a baby pea.
I do.
Yeah, okay. So then they read out Best. And Anna's speech, fantastic.
Oh, great.
I have watched
For the
it,
Helens,
cried.
Just one sentence, the Helens of the world, you know, who had told you too much, you're not. And that's what her story was about. Oh,
I love her so much.
yeah.
And so, Best Drama.
Yes.
You're there, you're on your
We
seat,
won.
you're perched.
Yeah. Yes.
They read out the newsreader again.
Again, yes.
And then we come to...
The final one we were up for. Oh, and everyone, after Best Drama, I think everyone had this attitude of, like, one of the best things about winning is you get taken from your seats into this whole backstage area. They give you champagnes, you have photos taken, everyone's all loose and laughing and everything like that. And I think there was a vibe of, we don't need to worry about the rest of the telecast. And then the producer's going, you've got one more category. And they're like, what? What's the other category? And like, Best Screenplay. And then I could see everyone having that dilemma of, oh, I just really like to stay here drinking the champagne, but we'll go back to the seat. We'll go back to the seat.
And now we go to the moment you speak of. Here we go. Let's play it. Oh!
And the AACTA Award goes to...
Who could it be?
the newsreader. Michael.
Oh, what a surprise.
Michael has 5
There he
previous
is. Oh, you look so
nominations and
cute.
1 previous
Oh,
win for
yes,
Best
kissing
Drama.
Joe Werner.
In writing the
Anna
screenplay for
Torv.
the newsreader,
Perfect.
Lucas read
Michelle
1980s
Davidson.
newspapers.
Perfect.
paying
I
particular
for some
interest to
reason
letters
didn't
to the
clock Dan
editor.
Ignore
Henschel there.
Dan.
No, why? What an
Public
arsehole.
concerns
That's okay.
and Cultural context.
Great. Steph
He
Tisdale
also
looking
interviewed
lovingly at you.
journalists and
Oh,
newsroom-
lovingly.
Newsroom professionals from the era to capture workplace dynamics.
Making his way
Andy
down.
Lee, yes, okay. Oh, the Rocket
and the
Rocket boys.
emotional energy of
You're looking great.
newsrooms at the time.
Now, just pause for a sec. Stop. Had you Why did you had you memorized this speech you were going to give?
I thought
You're
about it
very
a
good
lot.
at that. You're good at remembering
I've
lines.
realised no, but I wouldn't say I just had thought about it a lot, and then like in the morning of the AACTAs, I go for a walk on the beach and I just think, what would I say, and I like think of the dot points. But I've realised that's better than a strict memorising.
Yeah. This speech is flawless, bitch. No, like truly, like I'm like I have been with you. No, I haven't seen. What? How did you? When did you?
No,
know this?
it's really. But the weird thing is, it's like early on, like when the first season won the Lokies, I was drilled and had every word memorized. Mm-hmm. And actually, when I got up there were a couple of times I'm like, it made me freeze up.
Yeah.
Whereas I think it's just better to have your dot points. But that's like you can only be very relaxed about it to do that. So anyway,
You're a good speechwriter. You could be Sam on West Wing.
Oh,
You
never
really
has to be
could.
a
Like,
great
if I ever decide to go into politics, like if I die and I'm reborn into a parallel universe and I decide to go into politics, you would be my speechwriter. You're very good at hitting like the heart and the humour.
Often we do.
We do.
We
do. Okay, so he's now accepting the actor in his hands and stepping into the mic to give, honestly,
It's not that. It's pretty straightforward.
No, it's pitch perfect.
It's just one joke at the end.
It's so,
okay, all right, sure.
Let's do it.
It's such an honour to be in this category with writers that inspire me and who are also good friends, because the best thing about TV writing is that we're stuck in these rooms together. We get to know our deepest, darkest secret.
First of all, I want to commend the collar jewellery.
Thank you.
Stunning. I love the brooch kind of bolo situation.
Yeah.
Now the little flicky mullety bits at the back, had you used anything to get that feathering happening?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so it's all natural.
I had blow dried my hair.
You blow dried it?
But just in the thing,
And any powder on the face?
Nothing.
Amazing.
No. And let's just say everyone was asking me about that neck chain. $20 on Amazon.
I love it. I'm obsessed with it. And continue.
And our most embarrassing romantic misadventures. And that was especially true of the amazing newsreader writing team. It was a group effort. Ado, Christine, Nikki, Kim, Deb, I owe them so much. And that spirit extended to
Can I just
all
say-
the cast.
Please stop.
After that, I spent the next 45 minutes panicked that I had missed out one of the writers' names and convinced. And it would keep changing in my mind. It's like, I don't think I said Christine. No, I don't think I said Ado. No, I don't think I... And I couldn't get any confirmation. But now I look at it. No, I got him.
You got them all. Of course you did. You're fucking immaculate. And continue.
And crew, the amount of insight and thought and passion, the conversations that we had, and Sam, Michelle, everyone on it, those conversations were just the best time of my life and changed my life. And especially,
Can I just say,
And
okay,
stop.
stop. I added that when I saw Anna's speech. Like I sort of thought, better say something really heartfelt about it because
Well, it
Anna's
was.
speech was so,
Yeah. It was
and I was making eye contact with her when I said it. That.
Perfect.
Freeman, the master that pulled it all together, and my incredible partner in crime, Joanna Werner. And finally, I just want to thank my husband, Adrian. This show consumed a decade of our lives, and he couldn't have been more supportive. And he's a writer too, and during that period of time, he chose to write a horror movie about how a beautiful love curdles into a demonic nightmare.
Stop. I mean, bitch. I mean,
That's
good for her. Fucking A grade.
It's funny though, you know what? I got notes on that when I came back. They're like, oh, you missed the opportunity to say, and his film just got into Sundance. And then Adrian was like, he's too classy. Loved it. And also I was like, yeah, I'm different. What a wanker. I'm just on the edge of wankiness, but I didn't do it.
Also,
Didn't do it.
it's your moment.
Exactly. Shut up. Yeah.
Adrian's is coming and then some.
Yeah. He got plenty of promo out of that.
He really did. Continue.
I'm not going to read into that. I'm happy he had an outlet. So thank you.
Yes. So good. So proud
And
of
it
you.
is like, you know, the other bizarre thing is that audience, because you can see the front rows.
Very much so.
And
everyone's sitting on any crazy incline.
yeah.
And lit.
Yes, you can see all their crotches.
Yeah.
Like that way. And
Wasn't Baz Luhrmann like
yes.
in your eye
It
line?
was,
Your
like-
former boss.
I remember for some reason I went to the Rucka Rucka Boys, my eyes went there, and then I saw Sarah and Dave. And
Snook.
Yeah, Sarah Snook. And then I flicked from them. But it's kind of like I didn't and then not to mention all the newsreaders team, but they were further back.
Yeah.
And then Baz and CM. Joel Edgerton?
Yeah.
He was there?
I kept
it was
seeing
like,
Joel. Yeah.
Anyway.
Amazing.
And then as soon as I stepped on stage, Margaret Pomerantz was in the wings, and she said, "That was a great speech."
So important. That's such a moment for Michael Lucas.
was.
If you understand, it's incredible. And so you've had the great win. It's an incredible night. And then we head to the after party.
Oh, there's also a weird bit where all of a sudden one of Baz Luhrmann's assistants came up and said, "Baz really wants to see you and Adrian," and we went on a wild goose chase. All around, like trying to couldn't figure out which room he was in, and then finally was told, "Oh, he's left." But that's put a pin on that.
Put a pin on that. We did. But we went to the after party, and which my entire job, speaking of Adrian and Sundance, was fending off hot, young, thirsty actors and actresses who wanted just a moment of Adrian's time, just to congratulate him on Sundance and hopefully get cast in whatever he's doing there. In the end, I'm like, honey, this is very obvious. You need to go away.
Too late.
At one point, one woman picked me up and moved me physically away from Adrian because I was in her bath. Like, I respect the hustle, but time and place, babe.
Time and place.
Time and place.
The irony was that all night, Celeste Barber, who was the host, her main joke was about not doing that.
Yeah.
And yet, no one listened to that.
It was crazy. But then Michael, at the after party, created a moment of lesbian law. Let's be honest. And I knew...
Well, you were a huge part
I
of
was.
creating it. I was about to let it slide
No.
without photographic
No.
documentation, but Em would never let that happen.
No. So I was chatting to Anna Torv, and then Sarah Snook was to my left. And I said to Anna, "You know Sarah?" And she's like, "No, we've never met." That was a good Anna.
Oh,
It was
that
good. It was
a good
excellent.
Anna.
It was excellent.
And I said, "What?" She said, "No, it's just never had the chance." So I'm like, "Oh my God." And so I positioned them next to each other, and I allowed Michael to do the introduction because he's closest with the two of them. And then it was just like this kind of knowing that we needed to...
Yes, well, I mean, I've always got a lot of, shall we say, feedback online that I know that Anna has a very devoted queer following, and I know that Sarah does as well. And I mean, Anna's obviously aware of it. She's like, "Yeah, I know. I think it's my voice, and I think I've got that slightly Slavic eyes." and even though they look nothing like each other,
No,
they
the
both have
same-
those qualities.
But
Yes.
also the same grounded energy.
Yeah.
You know the energy that the woman from the Qantas ads used to give off, Deb, what's her name?
Hutton.
Yes. You know, whenever you would see Deb Hutton, you'd imagine...
Commanding.
Yes. And I feel like Anna and Sarah are both really plugged into they're earthed. And I get why they have such a queer following for that reason. Like when I'm with the two of them, I get the same energy from them.
Yes.
You know, like they would in another life work in a Myers bra department and know which size you were. You know what I mean?
They really were. I mean, that's quite a different universe. But yes, I can see it. And I always used to get people going, "Right, Sarah Snook into the newsreader so she can have scenes with Anna." I'm like, as if. But
You made it
But
happen.
the next best thing.
Yeah, you got them together. You took the photo, and even though he'd been up for 29 hours straight, had 15 champagnes, he still managed to get it up on Twitter. X,
Got it.
whatever it's called.
Yeah.
He hadn't logged in 12 years.
Yeah.
But he fired up the Twitter and he gave the lesbians what they wanted.
Yes, essentially I've left Twitter, but I had never, my last post wasn't anything good, so I felt like this is it. This is the last one. Boom.
He's gone out on it. It was so good. And then, honestly, my whole life has been leading up to a moment that happened the night after.
Yes.
Because I just feel like
God, was it the night? It was the night after.
It was the night after.
Oh my God.
on the Saturday night we attended Baz Luhrmann's epic Elvis Presley in concert movie documentary.
Australian premiere.
Yeah, it was huge. And Baz had unearthed in salt mines all this unwatched footage of Elvis during his Vegas residency, and he put together this film. And I said to Michael, this is my chance. Michael has been in Baz's orbit for 30 years, however long it's been. And Baz and I have never met.
Never.
And it's just, when I was a little kid and I watched Romeo and Juliet, I watched Strictly Ballroom, I was very aware of who Baz was. And I had always said to anybody who would listen, I'm going to meet that guy. He's my people. I just know. And finally, I'll let you tell the story. I don't know if I can get through it. And my outfit played a big part, and that was no accident.
Oh,
because
that was amazing.
Baz is a big fan of themes, like me, attention to detail. And I went and looked up what Priscilla Presley's wedding dress looked like and then tracked down the appropriate kind of movie premiere version of that. So I was really ready. I was peacocking, if you will.
You were,
Yeah.
yes. And we had, of course, they'd done a big Q&A.
Yes.
And so we had watched Baz, which was conducted by Richard Wilkins, although as lovely as he is, was superfluous.
Baz didn't. Nah.
Baz was very happy to speak and very engaged and just field questions and comments and catcalls from the audience.
Absolutely running the crowd.
He was in his
incredible.
element,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
But then the film finished, and then mysteriously, again, there had been some talk, like we kept on being told, oh, Baz would love to see you, but we could never find him. And then afterwards in the foyer, we just couldn't find him again. Seemed to be completely gone.
Yeah.
But then we got whisper of an after party. And considering I'd been invited to the screening by his company, I thought, I'm pretty sure we'll get in, although I was nervous about it.
Michael gave his name to the door and they're like, yeah, come in. And I'm like, of course you're on the door.
I know, but I was, yes, anyway.
You also just won 4 actors. Like, you are kind of somebody in this town, but sure. And I was happily just tagging along. People would say to me, like, and what do you do? And I started saying marine biology. I'm a volcano expert. I loved it.
You should just say Muse.
Muse.
Oh, yeah.
That's my next one. Thank you. Yeah. So
and then we were in a cocktail party and we were so famished. I think, how many mini burgers did we eat? Yeah.
6 sliders upon entry.
And then again, still couldn't find him. But finally, the shock of white silver hair. He was on the drift and then we positioned ourselves. Also, he's amazing because he really, when I say he works the room, that makes it sound, he
does.
But he's so like present and engaged with whoever he's speaking to. So it could be some Queensland mayor and he is there and he's giving and we were waiting. And then finally it happened. And then of course he locked eyes on you.
Well, he spotted the dress before he spotted Michael. And thank God I was standing with Michael though, because that held his attention.
Yeah.
He came over and he's like, he clasped my hands and he said, you look amazing. And I said, and I just went straight in with, I'm Michael Lucas's best friend.
And then he did a big commiseration.
And then him and I went into a bit.
And he referenced my speech.
Yeah. He went into a whole bit. How do you survive? Where does he lock you up? I said, oh, it's terrible. You can't even imagine what it's like. He's such a diva. It's exhausting. It's always about him. He's like, I know, I've always said that about him. We were like into a bit and it was heaven. I was so happy. And it went exactly how I imagined it would. I just knew. We just went in at like hectic, ring of fire, ADHD, 10 out of 10. Like we've known each other our whole life. And he commented on the look. And then CM, his wife, obviously multiple Academy Award winning costume designer.
Australia's most Academy Awarded person ever. 4.
Yeah, just went all through my look. Like she loved it. And then, oh God, CM is amazing. She's so entertaining.
Baz is more the front person of the marriage. But CM is
amazing.
a force and absolutely hilarious. A completely contrasting energy, but equally compelling.
It was a great night.
It's a great night.
Yeah, it was a great
Couldn't
night.
have gone better.
Couldn't have gone better.
We were about to die at the end of it, but
we did.
It was great.
And then we managed to, we got home. And so all's well that ends well. What a huge 3 weeks for your little family. It's so big, only getting bigger. So we will move to... I met up with all the Australian Idols in Sydney.
Yet another mid-2000s flashback, because that's when I worked with Baz. And also, in that period of time just prior, you, of course, were on season 2 of Idol and it gripped the nation. People still have an absolute fixation on that particular group.
It did. And I only realised how it still carried through to this day, just from the reactions and media articles about us getting together in a month. Yeah, it's.
Were you the only Idol group to actually be forced to live in a house together?
Yes.
Yeah, because they abandoned that after you, didn't they?
I think I know. Season 1.
Did they?
I can't. I don't know.
Right.
But we lived together for about almost a year, and also we toured together. Like we were really put in as an experiment, and so the trauma bonds. It's so tight, and when we were all sitting together, it's like family that lives overseas, but they're still your family, and you go straight back in.
Yeah.
So Courtney Murphy, who he came, I want to say third, piano player, blue-eyed soul, incredible. He is has terminal cancer, and it's just been. He's so impressive. They gave him 6 months to live, like in 2024, and he's still here now. And contacted us all and said, "I'm going to be in Sydney. I'd really love to see you all." And so all of us kind of mobilised. Casey couldn't be there. Dan lives in LA, and Angie had a gig she couldn't get out of. So it was the majority of us. It was the core group in the end. It was the people that spent the most time together, and we all gathered at Amali's house. and it was really hot. I was dying. It was like 38 degrees. And Amali's just bought this amazing house but it is a wog palace, literally not a blade of grass in the backyard.
Oh, okay.
It's incredible.
So not good for absorbing heat.
Brown brick,
Yeah.
and so I was on the surface of the sun.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I complained relentlessly the whole day.
Yeah.
And even though Courtney's the one there saying, I'm the one who's very unwell. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Yes. And our sense of humour, he was sitting there like vaping, and then Hayley said to him, "Oh, that's really unhealthy, Court." And I'm just like, well, too late for that. And Courtney's like, what's it going to do, kill me? And so it's just, he's in that phase and always has had that kind of sense of humour. Ricky Lee was there, which was incredible because she's just been announced as a breakfast radio host for Nova. Anthony turned up looking like Prince.
I should hope so.
It was full on. Everyone was on brand. I just want to say nothing has changed. And he had on a full black attire, black heels, black mesh top. And I don't understand how he didn't melt. It was so hot. But it was really special. And when I was saying goodbye to Court, he's like, I hope I see you before I go. And realising the impact of that and what he actually means. And so I'm very much going to get myself to Perth as soon as I can to visit him. Because what we went through, we are trauma bonded for life. And I don't really know how to articulate it to people who haven't it's such a weird niche thing to have done together. And there was a little bit of hurt and a little bit of, all the things that happened to us, especially Amali, who was very, very young.
So young.
And around.
Still looks like she's about 22.
She was 16 and around really creepy music execs who have since been kind of done for being creepy. And, there's a lot of times where I put myself in between her and really gross old men. And
How old were you?
I was 24.
I love it that you're like a den mother and yet you yourself
was.
are so young.
Yeah, and she's thanked me for that, and we've spoken about it. But at the time, it was just I was a mother at the time, a young one. But
How old was Charlotte? 3.
Yeah. We were all
time.
so young, but it was just wonderful and lovely, and I am so grateful to Court for organising it, and we are going to try and do it more regularly. But it was a good time, and I'm glad it happened.
I'm assuming no, you didn't sing.
No,
In my fan fiction of when the idols catch up.
gonna have a good time.
Yes,
tonight.
why
Rock and
not?
roll
Why not?
Oh my God, that'd be the best.
That's right.
Now, look, before we go, and we are heading into the sealed section where I'm going to be giving a extremely explicit breakdown of the erotic novel Lights Out that I'm reading. I'm going to be playing Michael some of it. I'd like to get his feedback on the writing. Also, I need to have a really significant go at the Norwegian skier who decided to confess he cheated on his girlfriend. Are men okay? The answer? No. But before we do, we need to do a little bit of a pop culture roundup.
Oh my God,
So much has
okay.
happened. First of all, Valet, James Van Der Beek.
Valet.
Dawson, of course, from Dawson's Creek. He passed away succumbing to cancer, which, he was still being quite public even up to towards the end of last year.
They did that reading of
which
the
he
first
couldn't make,
episode,
yeah.
I know, and he sent that video.
Yeah. And Marcella's gone back through Dawson's Creek and watched it, loves it.
Of course.
Yeah, no, it's such a huge part of our culture and our lore, that
And
show.
that main for all iconic performers, that never happens. Normally,
true.
1, maybe 2
Yep.
will continue, but that they've really done well.
Yeah, it's true. Also, obviously, Bad Bunny, Super Bowl halftime performance, most watched ever. Take that, Kid Rock.
And it's so unique that it's completely different. It's not militantly choreographed moves. It's these incredible performers, Puerto Rican mostly, or Latina, and just how natural they are in their performances, in the close-ups, and yet how precise it is incredible.
It was so great. You will now be referring to this show as Emsolation. I'm Emilia Chano.
Gaga has opened the floodgates to maybe you can just take your
She is Latino adjacent.
Do you think?
Okay,
Can I
she
just
is
ask?
culturally Latino.
Yeah. Well, do you
I-
reckon if you were J-Lo and you're watching it and Gaga, do you reckon that wouldn't have been a happy moment to see?
Speaking of J-Lo, while this was going on, she was in the gym. She didn't
seen.
care.
Yeah.
She didn't care about what was happening because J-Lo was in the gym. I was also thinking about Shakira and Gloria Estefan.
Yeah, there's a lot of... I mean, look, Ricky Martin.
Oh, no. When Ricky Martin, Pedro Pascal there with his iPad, just taking photos like a boomer. He didn't have an iPad, but he may as well have.
Yeah.
He was there with his phone, just living his, but dancing like an auntie. It was just so beautiful. Jessica Alba, sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
No, sure, of course. But I did miss a little bit of Gloria Estefan. Come on, everybody, come and do that conga. I did miss it.
Yeah.
I did. I have to say it. You know what J-Lo was doing? This is what J-Lo was doing. She was at the gym and she was posting the goal is simple, better than yesterday, every single day.
Wow, that also there's something that's terrifying about that because let me tell you, some days I need to not do better than yesterday. Some days I need to gear shift down. And also I'm pretty sure that when I'm going into my late 50s, I'm not going to be holding myself to the better than yesterday at the gym every single day because I might die.
Exactly.
But she's not. Look at that. Look, but mostly, I mean, is it even relevant that there's a gym behind her? We all know what the centerpiece of this photograph is.
Her intellect, her singing ability, her eyes, which are the windows to her nipples. This is, if you have not seen this photo of J-Lo and you're not an extra subscriber, she is in a maroon legging set, high-waisted. She has a bra on. We'd call that a balcony shelf bra. And then she's got like an arm warmer set on that goes into skivvy. And so she's got her neck covered and then her cleavage is exposed and then it's like a crop top. So I don't know what weather we'd be wearing this outfit in. It would probably do well in Melbourne, 4 seasons in one day.
You would. It seems to me like I'm just imagining you wouldn't want to go too hard on the treadmill if you're in that because that would not be comfortable.
Anything that requires movement, I think at this point a nipple would come a cropper. Because I worry about the bruises under her chin that might occur. She does say a jump rope routine. But I just want to let you know, the music that's playing to this is Samba's 12 to 12. And if you're aware of Samba's 12 to 12, it is a sexy little song that is basically saying, in a room full of people, I look for you. Do you look for me too, or is our love story through? Something like that. This is a fucking thirst trap to somebody. I'm going to assume Ben. And if I'm here for this.
Yeah, totally.
Sure, she's not culturally appropriating in a lovely manner the way Gaga was, but this is what she was doing at the same time.
Love it.
And I appreciate it.
Also,
I wonder if she ties her
legs
hair.
closed and then slightly ajar.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Just a suggestion.
Well,
I couldn't do that. I'd have a big sweat patch there. I don't know how she's done it. I'm just looking. Good for her. Good for her. I think that we've caught, but anyway, the Bad Bunny thing, incredible. So great. All right, that is it for the main episode. Heading into sealed section, it is absolutely not safe for little ears, not safe for work. Do not listen to this publicly because I am going in deep, penetratingly.
use that word advisedly.
100%. I have been reading a book called Lights Out, reading and listening, mainly listening now because, my God. And I have some thoughts and some notes on this book, and I'm going to be playing, Michael, some of the bedroom scene.
Can't wait.
All that and more. You need to be a subscriber to hear that. I'll also be having a go at all the male significant others in the world.
It's a big net.
You need to be a subscriber. Go to emsolation.supercast.com and subscribe to our premium offering for less than $2 a week. Why wouldn't you? Okay, bye. If you're not a subscriber to Emsolation Extra, here's what you're missing. Well, hello there and welcome to a very saucy sealed section. This would be closed up tight in Cosmo in the middle. You'd have to rip the perforated twice.
It's already sounding deeply sexual.
Woo! While I was on the Gold Coast, I took myself off to a bookshop called Bookface. And I marched up to the counter and there were two women there of my vintage. And it was so youthful.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I said, give me your horniest book recommendations, but it has to be well written. And the woman lit up like it was Christmas. And she said, that is my specialty. So she took me to like the back of the bookshop. And I just want to say, as a note to all bookshops, there needs to be a horn aisle, a book aisle that says, you will need one-handed books.
Yeah. And that would have some plastic laid out over the carpet.
Yeah. The one-hand book aisle.
Yeah.
For middle-aged women.
Yeah.
For women who are in their sexual prime. But it was hidden at the back. And I said, this should be out the front. This should be your This Week in Horn. Bring it on. And we were going through all the Fairy Smart. We found a bunch of books. And then she said, oh, wait, you need Lights Out. And I said, oh, say more. And she said, it's great, but I highly recommend, obviously buy the book, but do the audio at the same time. She said, the man's voice is amazing. I said, okay, sold. So I left the bookshop and began my journey with Lights Out, written by Navessa Allen.
Is that a real person?
Sounds like a made-up.
If you want to hear, or even better, watch what happened next, give yourself the gift of Emsolation Extra. Right now, on our Extra tier, you can watch the video episode of that ep you just heard and the sealed section back-to-back every week on the Supercast website for just $2.50 a week on our yearly plan. Join Extra or Extra, and you get 2 bonus episodes every week, plus close friends access on Instagram, pre-sales ticket priority, and merch discounts. Find out more at emsolation.supercast.com now. Emsolation with M. Rossiano is recorded at Down the Hill Studios, hosted by M. Rossiano with Michael Lucas. Executive produced by Benjamin Wasley, produced by M. Rossiano. Edited by James Henderson. Socials by Benjamin Wasley, M. Rossiano, and Marcello Rossiano Barrow, with assistance from Jem Evans and Isabella Hines. You'll find links to get more Emsolation on Instagram at Emsolation Podcast. Thanks for listening, and we can't wait to chat with you again soon.
Like a made-up name.
Yeah.
Now, the story of Lights Out centres around Ali, who's a trauma nurse, described with stunning.